double ads ecosystem. What does it mean, Daniel? What does it mean, Tina, to have an ads ecosystem, or especially a double one?
Are you asking me or are you?
No, well, what happens is people have focused primarily on offer ads, focused on the one kind, a singular way of getting in clients. But what happens when you have untapped audiences, people that you've never spoken to, people that your competitors aren't speaking to for now? And so we're going to talk about the double ads ecosystem.
Oh, yeah.
Please, go ahead.
Okay.
What would be...
Everyone thinks that this is complicated, but, you know, it's like once you understand this is actually so obvious that I wonder why no one's actually picked up before. Okay, so Daniel, I'd like you to explain the updated version, which is actually like Laurel's old ad ecosystem, but on steroids because of Facebook's most recent update, where it can actually choose which ad it puts in front of people, depending on what they've watched previously, and work it out.
Sure. So, the double ads ecosystem is built around 3 ad campaigns, and each have a very specific purpose or set of purposes, and I'll walk you through them now.
Cool.
Where we start is not a primary offer ad, as with so many other ad strategies built around there. We will get to that in a moment. But for us, it's most important to recapture the leads and people who are your ideal clients that you would otherwise be losing than to make a quick profit without preparing for the future as well.
Oh, yeah.
So when we talk about the double ads ecosystem, we're talking about 2 sources of leads, of prospects, of potential clients. One being the invisible list. The way you create an invisible list using the different social media platforms such as Facebook, we'll use for our main example, is by creating an educational video ad and getting people who are your ideal clients to watch 25% of, say, a 3 to 5 minute video. What happens when they watch this 25%? Facebook adds them to an invisible list where you have this video, which has several hundreds upon thousands of people watching, and this video, and this video, and this video, and this video. You create this list. And what can you do with this list? Oh, you can send additional ads to them. What is that if not a list? You cannot see their names, but you don't need to. Much like the function of an email list or a customer list or a leads list, this is an invisible list with invisible leads. And so it's important to create that alongside a physical list, a physical way of bringing in leads that you can talk to and contact. Please carry on.
I was just going to say, like, this could be like, if this was a webinar or an email list, there's a downside to those things, and that is these days people are not opening so many emails as they used to before because we're all really busy. So the benefit of having an invisible list on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever it is you people hang out, is that you get to keep popping up in their feed on social media, so they get to learn about you in the place where they're at right now. So many of us, because we're overwhelmed, tend to pick up our phones instead of going to our email inbox. We're actually checking out social media. So guess what happens if you keep popping up with your face and your voice and your body language in their feed? You become familiar. And if you're giving out the right messages in your content, they will actually just learn about you, because if they've already shown an interest in your very first videos, which were educational and actually designed to call out the very people who are your ideal clients because you can solve their problem with your service, then it's like an obvious stream or circle. So I'm going to go back to Daniel, because Dan knows I get a bit excited about this particular system.
We both know. Offer ads. They do actually come in.
Yes.
Most people believe that it would just be video ads upon video ads upon video ads upon video ads, especially if they've been paying attention to Laurel, but she and we say that's not the case. You also need to get revenue. And this process follows people's buying cycles. The buying cycle. It does?
That does produce revenue, but this
Let me clarify. Immediate revenue. Not revenue in the next weeks, not in the next 3 to 6 months and beyond. All right? So, starting 5 is what we call this campaign. We've narrowed it down from all the different types of ads and our offer strategies to a set of 5 specific ads. And you will have objection handling ads, you will have how it works ads, you will have direct offer ads. All of them are offering the next step in your quote unquote funnel. But the most important thing is that we have them all together, and where you used to have several campaigns for retargeting, Facebook's newest update, other social media's upcoming updates are prioritizing the ability to learn as a campaign, which means if we put all the alpha ads together, they will become smarter at identifying who is the likely person they need to put this ad number 1 in front of, who are the people to put this ad number 2 in front of, who are number 3, who are number 4, who are number 5.
Mind blowing, really, but it's happening.
It just makes it simpler as well.
Yeah.
And then there's a third campaign. What does this look like? Well, this is the conveyor belt. We're going to extend this video. I'm really sorry, it's not going to be 5 minutes. What does the conveyor belt mean? Well, we have to kind of take a step back a bit. I assume you're familiar with the description or understanding of what a marketing funnel is. We need to talk about marketing funnels because everyone is, that's what's being sold as the strategy for offers, some kind of funnel that you put leads in the top and you get clients out the bottom. What happens? Well, when people describe funnels in their teachings, there is something missing, generally. There's a couple of things missing, of course, but what generally happens is you will put clients into your funnels and then they will get confused and distracted and concerned and uncertain. In the real world, the explanation of a funnel works because you're putting in something that obeys certain laws every single time, say be it water or oil, gas, etc. And you have a force that pulls that substance down, which is the gravity component, G. When we describe a funnel, when we talk about the process of bringing a person from not ready to buy to ready to buy, we kind of consider the funnel to be tipped on its side. And can you bring in your audience of ideal clients who are not ready to buy to become ready to buy? Yes, you can, but it's somewhat of an uphill trek. So first we need to understand that people do not simply fall through your funnel like a greasy slide all the way to the end. That's not how people make buying decisions, especially not now. And second, we need to understand we need to create a force that brings them to the end of the funnel. And so we create what's called gravity. We call it a force such as gravity. Clarity, certainty, and trust is the way I've had this best explained and seen this for myself. Clarity on what it is you do, certainty that what you do or teach or offer will be suitable and will work for them, and trust, because without trust, no one's going to move forward with you specifically. Even if they understand the strategy and method and details, we need to build trust as well. And that's what the conveyor belt is for. How are we going to bring people up this slope? Well, we're going to build a conveyor belt. And how are we going to bring people up? Well, at each different point, all the way up this conveyor belt, quote unquote, we're going to create a piece of content, educational content, additional educational content, problem-solving content, objection-handling content, which is in of itself is its entire process. Even relatable content, where you speak to who you are, what it is you do. And you can bring in your podcast, you can bring in a YouTube component, written components, all these different details. And using these as ads, so strategically putting it in front of your ideal clients, you will bring them over time. Time is the main component of the conveyor belt. Most people do not succeed because they do not give their strategy enough time. I have seen it over and over and over again. With these components put together, you bring a person from not ready to buy to ready to buy. And what happens when you do that? Well, you haven't just brought one person. You're building this massive invisible list. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of new invisible leads, as well as the physical leads you are generating. You're familiar with the number you're currently bringing in, are all being brought into this conveyor belt. And it's been consistently adding new people. Why do you consistently add new people? Well, as soon as a person makes the 2 to 3 to 5 month trek and thus becomes ready to buy, what happens? Well, you have people all the way waiting, getting to the point, nearly reaching the point to be ready to buy. And so now you've created a consistent source of new clients. And, well, where do all these people come from? Aren't there only a limited number of people who will be ready to buy? Yes, there is. There's only a limited amount of people ready to buy. But what happens? What is the percentage? Well, you've got 2 to 3% of people ready to buy, which is why we have offer ads. If everyone's competing here, it's the most expensive. You get the idea. You've been in this process. And you have the 97 to 98% of your ideal clients who are not ready to buy, and we reach them with power content. So this all works together. And it's called the double ads ecosystem because you have both sources of leads. Having both sources of leads is important because you need revenue now, and you want to create a massive, competitive, undeniable, inevitable advantage later. And so you put together the free campaigns, and that creates your double ads ecosystem.